After the departure of Finidi George, the Nigerian Super Eagles were in search of a coach. 12 days to their AFCON qualifier opener, they have appointed a new man. Officially announced on their Twitter handle, I'll read it for you. German Bruno Labbadia becomes the 37th coach of the Super Eagles. The Nigerian Football Federation has announced that they reached an agreement with the German tactician to become the head coach of the Super Eagles, the senior men's national team. The General Secretary, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, said early hours of Tuesday, whilst we slept, Nigeria were announcing a new head coach. The NFF Executive Committee has approved the recommendation of its Technical and Development Subcommittee to appoint Mr. Bruno Labbadia as the head coach of the Super Eagles. Who is Bruno Labbadia? We'll be talking about him today. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell to get more updates. Clinton, Lim, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Clinton. So, Bruno Labbadia, what do you know about him?
First of all, when I heard, I saw that Nigeria appointed Bruno Labbadia as the head coach, I was like, that name sounds familiar, because I followed Bundesliga, obviously. Then I checked, and it was a former Stuttgart coach. He was terrible at Stuttgart, extremely terrible. If you look at his last 10 games.
So why would Nigeria go for a terrible coach?
So when he was announced, people were like, you know Nigerians, you appoint Labbadia or who is this one? You went to appoint German Pesero, because out of nowhere, we had reports that Nigeria are actually interviewing coaches from all around the world. Coaches fly to Nigeria for interview. Sometimes, if Nigeria representatives is in abroad, like the NFF presidency, they go for interview. I think the Mali coach went for interview. Some other French coaches in Africa went for interview. I'm surprised that they pick a manager that has stayed in Germany all his life. Never coached a national team, no experience in the African terrain. If you check his Stuttgart team, the teams he has coached in the Bundesliga, Hertha Berlin, Hamburger, Stuttgart, there's no African player you see that he knows how to handle African players and all that. None. But the only positive thing I would say about Labbadia is that he knows Victor Osimhen.
Okay.
There was an interview he made 2 years ago at Wolfsburg. I think Osimhen was at Wolfsburg then.
Okay.
He said Osimhen can play at the wings. That was what he said. So that's the only link, like the only qualification, I would say, the only knowledge that linked him to Nigeria. He knows Victor Osimhen. That's the only thing. Apart from that, there's no link. Like, there's no qualification. There's nothing that linked him or that qualifies him to coach Nigeria. Nothing at all.
Oh.
We have Nigerian coaches who have coached other African teams, but they overlooked to go for. So what I'm telling you is that there's nothing you can say that will justify. The only thing I'm sad is that Pinnick Amaju, when he appointed Pesero, he came out to give an explanation of why he appointed Pesero. He said Pesero gave statistics of how Nigeria played, how Nigeria can be better.
And convinced him.
Yes, he convinced him. They said he's been scammed by SuperScore statistics. So I don't know if it's the same trick
Labbadia
has used. Yes. So, but there are lots of questions surrounding the appointment.
But let me ask this. So, with him coming and he just knowing only Osimhen, and I think Osimhen is one out of 4 or 5 regular attackers that Nigeria have. How do you think he's going to marry all that?
Well, I think for that aspect, they are going to integrate some other coaches who were with the national team to say these are the players we called the last time. These are players that played well. So because someone at the National Sports Authority in Nigeria stated that the coach already knows the players he's calling up. So the players have familiarized himself with the players.
And all that.
It means they have made him. They have told
They've
him
done the groundwork already.
Yes, we are going to make you the coach. So start working.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
That's what they said 2-3 weeks ago. So I feel right now all he has to do is to meet the players, tell them that this is my idea, this is how we are going to play another. But saying that he knows the players personally is only a cement.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at the timing of the announcement. We know probably he's been doing the work, but it won't be up to 1 month. Do you think that will help them in their work? In the AFCON subsequent the World Cup qualifiers in which they are struggling right now?
I don't know if okay, he's work. Let me just say probably he knows the players that he will be working with. He has to keep a keen eye on them, probably because I think just next month is the AFCON
In a
qualifiers.
week's time.
Oh, in a week, yeah. It's the AFCON qualifiers. The other thing is that he'll be looking, and Nigerians are expectant, like not even just Nigerians, but football fans are expectant of
Any coach
any coach, and
that
they want
comes in.
results
Now.
immediately.
Now.
And Nigeria being one of like the superpowers of Africa, they want to perform. They want to just hit the ground running. I don't know if he has that sort of time to be able to do that. One thing that I noticed from the previous regime was that there was a bit of difficulty marrying all the strikers. That's why I asked the question. Osimhen was like a top player, so it's like you can't drop him.
Yeah, you can't.
Now there's Lookman, there's Iheanacho,
Moses Simon.
yes, a lot of them, and you don't really know how you are going to play all of them
Together.
because all of them will offer you like different things like at once. So you don't know how you are going to start the game. You don't know how you want to end the game, or you probably if you are at the front foot, if you want to just keep changing forwards and then neglect your back line and your midfield. And I think because of that, although Nigerians were blessed with attackers, they were actually struggling to win games
Yeah.
or score goals.
It looks disjointed at times.
Yes. So I think my expectation for him is how he'll be able to blend that. Because I think Nigeria have like a very brilliant team. They have players that are actually determined to give their all for the nation and all. But if your front line doesn't click, you may defend all you want, but you will not be able to score and win a game. So my expectation for him is how he'll be able to blend his front line if he wants to play a front three or a front four, however he wants to play. But I just want to see how that will come together.
Chemistry.
Yes, and then win him games.
Clinton, looking at the coach, looking at how you've talked about him and his track record not being so great, a terrible coach and all, what are your expectations from it? What would you define as success for Bruno Labbadia in his tenure with the Super Eagles?
I think he should come to the Nigerian Super Eagles job with new ideas. At Hertha Berlin, as Stuttgart, he's been playing 4-3-3. That's what he's been playing. Anyhow, any combination, but he ends up with a 4-3-3. That's his formation. That's what he likes. In Nigeria, Pesero tried that. Nigeria were conceding lots of goals. When Pesero came, Nigeria was scoring goals, but they were conceding.
Yeah.
Every game, Nigeria will score 3, concede 3. Score 2, concede 2. So you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel if he makes the same mistake Pesero made at the early stage of his Super Eagles career, he might not even have the time to make amends the way Pesero did and
found a system that was so solid and got them to the final.
So him coming to Nigeria, he should look at how Pesero played, look at the previous coaches and look at the style that suited Nigeria, that the fans actually liked.
Okay.
But I'm sure he'll be watching clips of the AFCON games and all that and see how Nigerian play. But if he comes with his mentality, the 4-3-3 I saw, I think Nigerian midfield now we have tired legs. The midfielders are getting old.
Okay.
Iheanacho and Ndidi and the other player from Brentford, right?
Brentford.
Frank Onyeka.
Yes. So the combination is questionable and all that. So if he comes with that same mindset, it might work for him or do true. But the thing Nigeria like is leadership. Leadership in terms of controlling games, getting results, playing game and winning convincingly.
I believe we've seen the likes of this boy at Fulham. Iwobi.
Iwobi.
When he was at Everton, playing deeper and controlling the game. Maybe he might don't you think he can employ that and then use
No,
that
no, no,
in
no,
controlling
no, no.
his game?
No Nigerian, no Nigerian. If you ask any Nigerian fan, they will tell you they don't want Iwobi deep because if he makes a mistake, counter attack immediately.
It will be done.
They want Iwobi up front,
Up
so that if
front.
he makes a mistake
There's
before the ball comes back.
people
someone
cover
will-
for him.
aha.
Okay, so finally, will Nigeria qualify for the World Cup with this new coach? The two of you, quick one.
Let me say first. I think
The AFCON, I know they will, but the World Cup,
AFCON,
their World
the
Cup
game-
is where they are so far behind. So
Nigeria lost against Benin in the World Cup qualifiers,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Now we are playing Benin again.
yeah, in
If
the,
they don't show a fighting spirit to say what you did to us, we are revenging. Like we want to show you that we can beat you. If they don't win the AFCON qualifiers, then they should forget about it. It's not possible. It's not possible. That's
what do
my
you think?
opinion.
Yeah.
It's
They are
it's not a
second
straight-
from bottom.
there's not a straight
Right
answer
now.
for me. But the other thing is that on the continent, other football, like other nations, have actually
their game.
yeah, they've
Yes.
improved massively. It'll be very difficult. I mean, I can only judge after his first or second game.
Okay.
So right now, I can
That's
only
fair.
say that them being a superpower, just using their name, yes.
So if they don't win the AFCON qualifiers,
If they don't, then I think that then
There's
they,
no way he will get through there.
miracle will
So, guys, that has been it for today. We'll be talking about the Nigeria Super Eagles' new appointment of their head coach, Bruno Labbadia. We wish him all the best, and I wish Nigeria all the best. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week.